Okay, so in this class we will basically going through the CV curve, that is capacitance and voltage characteristics of the MOSFET. So before analyzing that, we will see like how the surface charge is varying in the surface region, that how the surface charge variation is there, and that is the variation with respect to the area, that we will call it the surface charge density. So we will see like how the surface charge is being varied uh, into the surface area, and based on that the conclusions will be made to find whether the uh, curve of the CV uh, characteristics will be in which mode. Okay, so we will see, starting with the variation of surface charge density. So in that, this x-axis is your surface potential, whatever phi of s that we have applied, and this is surface potential is nothing but the Fermi potential. Okay, but this Fermi potential is at the surface. Okay, so whatever uh, Fermi potential is there at the surface will be called as surface potential. Okay, and this surface potential is always having smaller than phi s is the surface potential at the the Fermi potential at the surface, and another term is phi of s. Okay, so this phi of s is always less than the phi of f. Okay, Fermi potential. So this Fermi potential is the Fermi potential of your bulk. Okay, and this is the Fermi potential of the surface. This is similar to Fermi potential of surface. So this surface is basically the oxide and semiconductor interface area, that will be called a pure surface. Okay, so whatever Fermi potential will be there at the surface, that is called phi s, and phi f will be the Fermi potential, or the Fermi potential of the bulk means the complete p-type substrate whatever we are using. This is bulk is totally the substrate region. Yes, so we will be going through this like how the variation of surface potential is changing uh, the charge density. So how the surface charge density is being varied to have different variations with respect to the surface potential. So in the analysis of the energy band diagram, we have considered a point voltage that is called flat band voltage. So this flat band voltage is basically the voltage. This flat band voltage is the voltage that should be applied to the gate terminal. So that there will be no bending. Okay, there will be no bending of energy bands in the semiconductor region or p-type region. Basically, we are analyzing here the p-type region. So, so whatever gate voltage we have applied at that time, there will be no bending of energy bands will be there. At that time, this phi of s, your at this time, at the time of flat band condition, the phi of s should be equals to 0. Okay, so at that this condition, all the effect of charges, or you can say barrier potential and charge present in the oxide in mobile charge carriers, and because of depletion charges also, whatever depletion charges are there, if after compensation of all the components, that is these components are components of your threshold voltage. So there are four components of threshold voltage. So after we are compensating all the four components of threshold voltage, at that time your phi of s value will be equals to 0. So at this point, whatever we have applied the forward bias voltage at the gate, it is VGS, whatever VGS we have applied as a forward bias voltage, that forward bias voltage at which phi of S is equals to 0 is called your flat band voltage. This is flat band voltage. Okay, so this will be your flat band voltage. At this point, the flat band voltage phi of S will be 0. Okay, at this point, so what happens initially, uh, this is like 10 to the power minus 5 and this is 10 to the power minus 9. So at this flat band voltage, we call it some charge density will be there, the surface charge density will be there around 10 to the power minus 9 coulombs per centimeter square. But before that, if we are applying the phi of S, that is of negative voltage, okay, at that time in the MOS system, whatever MOS system we have considered, so in that MOS system, if we are applying uh, suppose this is oxide, this is gate terminal, okay, and this is body, and this is your p-type semiconductor, and this is metal gate, okay. So once we are applying the gate voltage VG, that is less than 0, at that time what will be there at the surface, whatever this is the surface region, interface region, at this point the charge that will be accumulated here will be of p-type, okay, or it will be of holes, okay. The charges present here will be holes, okay. So here the PS, at that time PS stands for con concentration of holes at the surface, and Na is the acceptor ion doping inside the p-type substrate. So at that time when phi s will be negative, or we are applying the gate voltage less than 0, at that time the number of holes will be greater than uh, your total concentration of acceptor ions near this surface region. So we are basically analyzing, plotting this, the surface charge density, so whatever surface charge density will be there. So at that time, the surface charge density will be like holes will be having larger number with respect to the acceptor ion doping, okay, concentration. So this method, or you can say this process, we call it the accumulation, okay. After we are applying gate voltage that is greater than, so this is the first condition. Similarly, in the second condition, what we do is we apply gate voltage that is greater than 0, but it is small, okay. At that time there will be accumulation of electrons near the surface region, okay, and at that time the holes will be repelled from the surface region and it will be leaving behind the negatively charged immobile ions. So that will be generating the, this will be generating your depletion, okay. So up to the point, so that this point will be like the point at which we have applied the threshold voltage of VG greater than threshold voltage. So up to this point, this region will be called as the depletion region, okay. So in the depletion region, okay, and in the depletion region, number of electrons at the surface and number of holes at the surface will be less than total number of acceptor ions that we have used for doping the p-type substrate, okay. So and when we are increasing the gate voltage further, we are going to have a weak inversion. So there are two conditions, like strong inversion is there and weak inversion is there. So up to the point when we are applying the gate voltage such that the threshold voltage has not been reached, then at that point will be considered as your uh, weak inversion region, okay. So we are applying this threshold voltage is there, so we are increasing the gate voltage, and at that time if we have applied only the phi f value, the gate voltage is such that it has increased phi f value from the zero potential, okay, surface potential, then at that time it will be resulting in depletion region. And once we are applying the 2 phi f, okay, up to 2 phi f, at that time the complete inversion will be taking place. Okay, so complete inversion will be taking place, so that will be considered as your on condition. The channel has been formed and the transistor will be considered as on. Okay, so this is the point of your threshold voltage. Before that, 1 phi f value will be considered as weak inversion, and beyond that whatever gate voltage we are applying, that will be considered as strong inversion region. So inversion, we call it like inversion means the channel in the p type substrate, the channel region will be of p type, but once we are applying the gate voltage, that much of gate voltage, that will invert the channel. Like channel will be working as a n type semiconductor, then that inverted channel will be having large number of electrons. So in that case, so in this case we are here considering like your, in weak inversion region, the number of electrons will be less than Na value, but this Ns value, that is number of electrons in the surface region, will be greater than the number of holes. Once the weak inversion will be there, in this region the number of electrons will be higher than the number of holes, but this number of electrons will be less than your the acceptor ions doping concentration. Okay, in the strong inversion, okay, once the inversion has taken place, that means the channel has formed. At that time, in the at the surface region, the number of electrons will be very high, and this will exceed the number of uh, doping concentration of acceptor ions. Okay, so this is how we correlate with the surface potential with respect to different applied gate voltage. So this variation is basically the surface potential. So with respect to surface potential, whatever surface potential is there, with respect to that we will be plotting the surface charge. So once at the initial time it was having higher number of holes, and then later it was having higher number of electrons. So this will be if a large number of electron holes are there, this will be considered as accumulation region of that MOS system. And once the it is having a higher number of electrons, this will be considered as the inversion region. That is, the channel is formed and the current conduction can be done. Okay.
The CV characteristics of a MOSFET. So here we will be plotting the capacitance with respect to the applied gate voltage, and how the capacitance will be varying with respect to different region of operation of a MOS device. So we will see that. So basically we have seen two type of capacitance in the MOSFET, that is oxide capacitance, another one is depletion capacitance. Okay, so in that oxide capacitance, the oxide capacitance can be given like it is COX will be equals to epsilon OX divided by TOX. Okay, so this is here your oxide capacitance, and depletion capacitance will be the epsilon s divided by w, so that will be the dielectric constant of the surface, surface dielectric, and divided by the width of the depletion region. So here the capacitance is epsilon a divided by d is there, but here area is not considered in this. So whatever capacitance will be there, that will be your capacitance per unit area. Okay, so whatever capacitance we will be talking now, COX or CD, it is a capacitance, that is a capacitance per unit area. Okay, so that's why only these two terms will be considered. So this oxide capacitance here is represented by Ci. Okay, so this is like an considered as insulator capacitance, so it is just a name. So instead of Cx, we will be considered CO, COX can be considered as Ci, that is insulator capacitance. The next point to that basically is once we have considered the oxide capacitance and depletion capacitance, we will be dealing with the gate voltage application with respect to the gate terminal to the MOS system. So once we are applying the gate input, suppose this is our MOS, This is metal, this is oxide, and this is semiconductor. This is your oxide region, and it is having a thickness of TUX. Okay, and this is your semiconductor. So once we are applying gate voltage that is less than zero, okay, so this is gate voltage which is less than zero. So then it will be a negative terminal, negative voltage. It will be here. If this positive is there, it will be this negative will be attracting this holes here. So equation of holes in the surface region. So this will be constituting the positive uh, charge. Okay. So once we have accumulation of holes will be there, so this process of accumulation of holes in the surface is called your accumulation process. So in this accumulation process, the capacitance will be given by the COX, that is because of the oxide capacitance only. So either COX or we call it CI. So once the gate voltage is less than zero, that is negative in that accumulation region, the capacitance will be given by a value that is CI or COX. So suppose this is the COX value. Okay, and then we will be increasing the gate voltage. So suppose we are increasing the gate voltage beyond your zero negative, instead of negative value we are increasing to the positive value. So we are applying Vg that is greater than zero, but this Vg is a small value. Okay. So this Vg is basically a small value and applied across the gate and semiconductor. So this is gate and this is outside, this is semiconductor. So this is your semiconductor part. So in the semiconductor part the same similar will be happening, like once we are applying the positive value. Okay, so this is positive here and negative will be there. So this negative will be repelling the the holes present here. So because of the accumulation the holes are present here, so this holes will be repelled back and it will be moving to the, this is complete substrate layer. So into the substrate region, it will be going back of the substrate region. So holes will be accumulated here in this region, and when this holes will be moving from the surface region, it will be leaving behind the negatively charged immobile charge carriers. Okay. So this accumulation of negatively charged immobile charge carriers will be constituting a region. This region will be your depletion width. Okay. And this is your TOX, that is oxide thickness. So here the one width is because of oxide thickness, another one is because of depletion region. So here another charge is there, so it will be behaving like a two capacitors. One capacitor generated because of the gate and this region, this is semiconductor region. Another one is because of the depletion region. So there will be a depletion charge. So that depletion charge will be constituting the depletion capacitance that will be given by this formula. Okay. So here we can say two capacitances connected back to back. So two capacitances are connected back to back. So it will be behaving like this. It will be outside capacitance and this will be your depletion capacitance. So in the region when we are applying the gate voltage that is greater than zero, but it is small, that means this gate voltage is less than your threshold voltage. If less than threshold voltage is there, so from where we have applied the gate voltage is zero to a threshold voltage. Okay. So like it is zero. So up to zero, we are applying up to threshold voltage. It will be the region or region where this your uh, application of gate voltage will be making the most system to working in depletion region. So in this depletion region, your capacitance will be given by two values, that is UX and CD value. So these two values will be connected in series. So overall we can say like the equivalent capacitance in this region will be given by 1 upon COX plus 1 upon CD. So it is like COX into CD divided by COX So it is like 1 upon this is equals to this. So it will be this plus CT. So this will be the equivalent capacitance. So from there you can see like C equivalent will be equals to this. So once we are getting this as the capacitance, so one thing we can see, like if two capacitances are connected in series, then out of these whichever is the minimum, that will be uh, causing the equivalent capacitance to even smaller than the minimum one also. Okay. So once we are increasing the gate voltage, there will be a time when the width of the chip depletion region will be the maximum width. Okay. So when width is your maximum, at that time it will be resulting to be, once W is the maximum width of the depletion region, at that time the CD will be minimum. Okay. CD will be your minimum value. If CD is minimum, then CD minimum connected in series with the CUX will be giving you the minimum value of the capacitance of the MOSFET. So that will be given by this C minimum, and this C minimum will be equals to this value. There Ci or CUX into CD divided by Ci into CD. Okay. So this is your minimum capacitance. And beyond that, once we are increasing the gate voltage and it gate voltage further increase, the MOS will be working in strong inversion region. Okay. So in strong inversion region, what will be there? Again, this is the strong inversion region. The MOSFET will be like this is the MOSFET. Once we are taking the outside, we are applying the in gate voltage that is very much greater than VT also. Okay, so in that case, this is VT and this is a friend, this is semiconductor. So your depletion region will be minimum. Okay, so this depletion region will be minimum. In that case, the overall capacitance that we will be getting here Ci C the capacitance will be equal to your oxide capacitance only. Okay, so in the case of emergent region, your oxide capacitance will be the capacitance into the MOS system. Okay, so that will be epsilon OX divided by 2x. So that's why at the starting, that is equilibrium region, the Ci or COX will be your capacitance. Similarly, in the inversion region, the Ci or COX will be your capacitance. But in the depletion region, the capacitance will be reduced to a minimum value, and then it further will be switching to the COX only. Okay. So in depletion region, because of the increase in depletion rate, we will be getting some minimum value of capacitance, and then it will be again switching to the value that is C, 2x value. Okay. So this is the case when the gate voltage that we are applying to the gate terminal is uh, changing very uh, with very less time. Okay, because it is taking we can call it like it is the change of gate voltage is very slow, or we can say the frequency is low in this case. So once this frequency is low, the change of frequency of the gate voltage is low, then we can say this will be the plot. So this plot that we have got is basically for the case of low frequency. Okay, so this is a low frequency curve. So suppose if high frequency is there. Okay, so in this case of high frequency, what happens? So high frequency means our gate voltage is changing very frequently. In that case, the gate voltage is changing very frequently, very having high frequency. Then at that time, in a strong inversion, the strong accumulation, the COX will be the capacitance, and similarly in the depletion, it will be reducing even if it is changing very frequently, having high frequency. Then also it will be having a minimum value. But in the inversion region, what will be happening, like if we are having the minimum VGS, VGS is changing very fast, then this very fast change in VGS will be resulting to be having no effect on the this charge basically. So whatever uh, minimum capacitance we have got, that will be remaining the same. So this plot will be the plot when the high frequency is there. That means if VGS is changing very frequently, having high frequency, in that case, once the gate would this capacitance value, once capacitance value has reached to a minimum value, it will not be switching back to this effect, this effect of depletion. This depletion width will be having some value, and this will be a sufficient value that width cannot be ignored. So this total capacitance that we will be getting is still in this case still the capacitance, output capacitance will be in series with the COX, in series with your CD value. So this CD and COX was in series in case of only depletion region, but if the gate voltage is changing very frequently, the frequency is high. In that case also, instead of only the COX and the depletion capacitance both will be considered in this case. So this will be the plot. The new plot will be this one for high frequency.